Which movie have you seen more than 7 times? Every film my 5-year-old likes. When I was a kid, I watched the first Pirates of the Caribbean movie every night as I fell asleep. I've watched the first 3 movies like 10 times each. In fact, I think it's time for a rewatch. The Lord of the Rings trilogy. Home Alone. Look what you did, you little jerk. You're what the French call lay incompetence. Man, I hate Linny McAllister so much, and that's like her only line. The fact that you know the character's name when I don't even recall her being named in the film is a testament to your disdain for her. Terminator 2: Judgment Day. Used to just watch it on repeat when I was like 14. The Matrix. I saw it 5 times during its initial theatrical run, and can't count how many times since. Owned it on DVD, HD DVD, Blu-ray, and 4K Blu-ray. The first film was the perfect encapsulation of the 1990s. Back to the Future. Jurassic Park. Saw it in the cinema when I was a kid, and watched it easily 20 times since. Seeing as it's Christmas, I'm going to say Home Alone. I watch it every year without fail, so again looking at a good 20 times at least. Jurassic Park. LOTR 2 Towers Extended. I don't know how you can say one LOTR movie, and not the whole trilogy. Wait, you don't treat it as a 680-minute movie? LOTR is not a 682-minute movie, it's a 682-minute experience. Fifth Element. No cuz if it was a bomb, the alarms would go off, because all these hotels have bomb detectors, okay? Alarms go off. It's A. I watched the Lindsay Lohan version of Parent Trap nearly every day for several years as a child. Rewatched it recently and it's aged surprisingly well. Did you note that in the old version the girlfriend's name was Vicky? In the new version the girlfriend's mother's name was Vicky, and it is the same actress from the old movie. Die Hard 1. The Princess Bride. Perfectly cast, and I find something new to crack me up each time. Close second is My Cousin Vinny, same reasons. Monty Python and the Quest for the Holy Grail. Like any reasonable person would. Strange women lying in ponds distributing swords is no basis for a system of government. If I went around saying I was emperor just because some moistened bin had lobbed a scimitar at me, they'd put me away. You can't expect to wield supreme power just cause some watery tart threw a sword at you. Palin's delivery of all these lines is near perfection. Star Wars. Office Space. And I said I don't care if they lay me off either, because I told Bill that if they move my desk one more time then I'm quitting. I'm going to quit. And I told Don too, because they've moved my desk 4 times this year already, and I used to be by the window and I could see the squirrels and they were merry, and then they switched the swing line to the Boston stapler, but I kept my swing line stapler, and it's not okay because if they take my stapler then I'll set the building on fire. I always thought it was, and they were married, which added this lovely tinge of imagination to Milton's world. Me Too. Can we get an official ruling on this? The Big Lebowski. I've seen it easily over 20 times and counting, and always walk away with something new. That's Duck an Interesting Man. Mean Girls. You can't just ask people why they're white. Spirited Away. The Dark Knight. Shawshank Redemption. The Mummy, 1999. Hey Benny. It looks to me like you're on the wrong side of the river. Haha. The actor who plays Benny lives by me. I see him at the grocery store once in a while. Shrek. Same. My brother had downloaded it when I was around 8, so 2001 when it came out, and I watched it over and over again. One day the subtitles disappeared and I didn't know how to turn them back in again, and that's the story of how I learned English at the age of 8 by just being afraid to ask for help. You learned English with Michael Myers' Scottish accent? Yes. But looks like I learned more from Eddie Murphy, as my accent now is way closer to American English than Scottish. Alien. I think I've seen the entire Harry Potter series at least a dozen times. Pulp Fiction edit. Waking up and seeing all these quotes, I've basically watched the entire movie in my head just reading everyone's replies. You guys are awesome. Does he look like a bitch? Kung Fu Panda, what a masterpiece. Forrest Gump. The Goonies. WALLE, I don't want to survive. I want to live. Gladiator. My name is Maximus Decimus Meridius, commander of the armies of the North, general of the Felix legions and loyal servant to the true emperor, Marcus Aurelius. Father to a murdered son, husband to a murdered wife. And I will have my vengeance, in this life or the next. Seen this movie so many times, and I get goosebumps just reading that line. Russell Crowe delivers it perfectly, and Joaquin Phoenix's oh shit face through the whole scene is amazing. The Hunt for Red October also, a Christmas story, if not all the way through in a single sitting counts as seeing it. Every time Hunt for Red October is on, I can't turn it off. It is a well-made film. Hot Fuzz, the perfect movie. Ho. Ratatouille. Clueless. Oh brother, where art thou? Pretty sure I could recite the whole thing from beginning to end too, with songs. I'm a Dapper Dan man. A Christmas Story. It's a family tradition that my dad started to watch it on Christmas nonstop. Nothing else plays on the TV. Snatch. True Lies. A lot of people hate this movie for being corny, but in fact it is full of good humor, hot action, and brilliant acting, Arnie's best acting work, to be honest. It was one of few movies I had on VHS when I was in the middle school, and I watched it almost every day. It was, and still is, my favorite movie, and Arnie was my idol. A Sweet Childhood. Also recommend to check out the original French movie by Claude Zidi. Edit, I'm so glad you guys love this masterpiece. Such an iconic movie. Megamind. Olo. Sir, I think it's hello. Toy Story. Spaceballs. Christmas Vacation. Happy Gilmore. Planes, Trains and Automobiles. I've watched it on every Thanksgiving since it was first released on VHS. Blues Brothers. It's 106 miles to Chicago, we've got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes, it's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Tommy Boy. Inglourious Bastards. Wayne's World. Tremors. Stand By Me. Point Break. If I don't need to see the opening credits? Finding Nemo and Robin Hood, Men in Tights. Because my younger sister would watch them over and over. There was a 2 VHS documentary on the human body, hosted by a gentleman with curly hair and an excellent mustache, but I can't remember what it was called. There was one scene of him in a boat surrounded by full buckets saying this is all the tears you will cry in your life. Edit, it was The Human Body with Dr. Robert Winston. Arsenic and Old Lace. Highlander. Empire Records. Aliens. Sandlot. Superbad, still pissing myself laughing every time I watch it. Die Hard. At least 70 plus times. Was my favorite film as a kid that I started taking note of how many times I'd seen it. The Dark Knight. Animal House and Blazing Saddles.